This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 292 of This is the G Podcast. What's up, y'all? Episode 292. We are your weekly recap podcast, news, politics, pop culture, and the tea. Make sure you're following us on Spotify. You know why, because I gave you all the reasons why last week. Make sure you are following us on Spotify. You can search This is the G Podcast. We are there. Go ahead and do it today if you are not. It's me, Tommy B. Tanya B is in the house. Tanya B, what's up?
Hey,
What's up?
I had my first house guest today. in the new spot. I had my first house guest today. Yeah.
And guess who it was? Talib's in the building.
Hey, we gotta get this time to be right. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I'm saying.
Gotta make sure
Yeah, baby.
Talib on tech support.
Yes. No, wait. It's like he made a house call. Remember back in the day when doctors made house calls? Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
What is it? Shavo Ranks?
Oh!
Stop pretending.
Yes.
Oh, man. Too much.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you so much for coming back for 292. Appreciate y'all, man. They went through it this morning, man. They were on the hustle. I appreciate it because you know what? We do this show every week, and it's kind of like historical because once we put stuff out there, it becomes part of the history. You know what I mean? We're a recap, so we talk about stuff, and a lot of the insight you guys give is important. So I just want to make sure people can, get your insight because that's you're part of the historical record now. You know what I'm saying? So
we do it for the culture. We do it for the culture.
Exactly. Before we get rolling, got a couple of things to say, man. Congrats to Harold Michael Harvey. Yes. He celebrated this week. He did an event in Macon. As we tape on Saturday, he did this on Friday in Macon. Now, it's Macon, Georgia. The 50th anniversary of the first Black City Council people. He did it at City Hall and also an event at the Tubman Museum. So I got to give it to him. I mean, it's not easy always to do events like that, and he's hung in there and made sure it got done. So kudos to you, Harold Michael Harvey.
Salud.
We had some tech stuff going on last week, and it was kind of we didn't get it in at the end of the show, but I wanted to make sure we mentioned and congratulated him on getting that event done. Also, I got to say congrats, and you know this, Tanya B. The city of Atlanta is planning affordable housing in one of the spots Tanya B. used to live next to, the city Civic Center.
Too late.
Come on now, be nice.
No, to quote the five stair steps, you waited too long. To quote Tavares, am I too late? Yes, you are, because Andre, I am gone. Okay.
You think so? Oh yeah, you're gone. You got up out of there. But I used to work right across, Ralph McGill. Like, we could look out our windows and see the Civic Center. So, it'll be interesting, man. That's part of history. I guess they're going to level that, right? They're going to tear it down.
What's left of it is going to fall down.
Okay.
But you know what? Hey, I feel for the people that still live there because, baby, Mickey and Minnie and all their cousins are up in there running all through the mean streets of the old Fourth Ward. Okay.
But they went up in there and cleaned that out. So come on, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be. Let's put some positive energy out there for the seniors, because seniors. This is for seniors, affordable housing for seniors. So,
I know, but by the time they finish building it, I'm gonna be a senior. Okay. Salud.
So let's hope. Well, actually, I think that are they talking about 2027 possibly?
27.
27 is the target. So we'll see.
Yeah, that means 29. That means 29. That means 29.
You're wrong. I remember when Sidetrack used to be right down the street. Yeah,
what?
Go ahead.
What was that? What was
Sidetrack? You remember Sidetrack?
What was Sidetrack?
You remember, Talib, you remember Sidetrack.
Oh, man, do I? I used to take my sons and friends there on a regular basis because it was something to do where they would play. It was intelligent play, and they would tire themselves out. So
yeah,
I missed Sidetrack when they shut that down.
It used to be, Tanya B, if you had the Civic Center going toward town, you would, what's that, Piedmont? And Ponce, was it? Okay, it was right there. Yep.
right before
Oh, the
Piedmont and
North
Ponce.
Avenue?
Yeah, right before Piedmont and Ponce. Yeah.
Yeah.
North Avenue.
So you would
Okay.
it was the Civic Center, and then the next building over was the sidetrack.
Yep. Yep. So all
Sidetrack
that
Museum.
area is gone. You know,
Yeah.
so
That's
progress.
condos now.
Yep.
Townhouses.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So true.
Wow.
Bad news: Atlantic Station slowly going away. Let me take that back.
Yeah.
Shops are going away, but let me say this. I mean, the Publix is a little baffling. But somebody mentioned they do have the Target. The Target is still there. Black folks may not be shopping at Target, but it's still there. Okay, go ahead. Tanya B, what'd you say?
No, you were saying that's right. No Target.
That.
No, no, you're right.
She said
You are
that.
absolutely right. That part, no Target, but they feel that because there is another Publix at 14th Street, that's the one. I guess that's the one that people go to more. But if you live in
Okay.
Atlantic Station in that immediate area, you now have to drive somewhere to get your groceries and your shoes, because DSW shoes are very important. You know how I am. I wonder if it's going to be a like a domino effect. What's going to happen to the movie theater, all the restaurants that were there? And,
I think. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Just the thought was that putting that hotel there and blocking all those people's view in them $500,000 condos would save the area. You know, having like they have Circus Olay there now. They've had the tennis there and a lot of different other sporting events. And at one point they had a circus there. Clearly that has not saved it. But I think part of it has to do with the cost of parking. Even though you get 2 hours free, the cost of parking is one thing people are concerned about. Number two, the escalation of crime that they're trying to suppress to keep people going there. But it's real. And I think that may have something to do with it. But also the stores that are there. And my heart breaks for those small businesses that are owned by women that look like us, black, brown, and tan women that that are going to suffer. Where do these people go now? And is Atlantic Station going to become just like a shell of its former self?
Yeah. Well, let me mention this, and I'll go to you, Talib. A lot of folks, and this is what I'm seeing in the news, okay? Rent is going up for a lot of people in that area, and a lot of the shop owners are complaining about the rent going up. Some people complain that property management or mismanagement is an issue. The other folks, that area when they first built that was a big city. It was a big city project. So the expiration, what they call tax allocation district, it was a tax allocation district, and now that's expiring. Right. So, all the breaks they were getting, a lot of that's going away. But you do have to mention that some of these retailers that they mentioned are going away in malls. So some of these are just cutting back based on the fact that, their productivity across the country is they're not making their numbers. So they're cutting the stores that aren't doing business. The other point, and you mentioned it, Tanya B., shoplifting in a lot of these stores is an issue. And you know why, because we've had some shootings in that area, crime. But even when it first opened, I remember because of what it used to be, they were having home invasions when they first opened. They got control of it, and then it started to slip back into its old ways. Oh yeah, people, you could roll through there during the day, and the folks who first moved in there didn't know the history of some of that area, and they'd have their flat screens all shown. You got the window open, and at night, boy, when the nighttime came, just like Ray Charles, the nighttime is the right time.
The right time.
People would roll through there, and they take account of where the big screens are. They roll through there and snatch people's big screens and come running up out. But I like Atlantic Station. I hope they figure out something, and I hope it doesn't go away, because I'm one of the ones who, even though they feel like it's on an island, and Tanya, you mentioned the parking used to be free for a while. And I guess they pulled back on the free parking, but I still like having those city centers, like the Battery out in Cobb, those areas, live, work, play. I think that's a good idea in cities. So I hope it does not go away. I hope they figure it out before it gets too bad. Tilly, did you have a thought?
Yeah, well, Atlanta is like a city of pockets anyway. You know what I mean? Where, you'll have like little neighborhood clusters, and everybody kind of revolves around that cluster. So with Atlantic Station, it's always been one of those places that you aspire to. You know what I mean? But the rent has always been astronomical over there as far as I was concerned. And the fact that you are right there by Georgia Tech and all the development that they're doing, the Microsoft building is over there. So I mean, of course, like every place else, this has to, the rent is not going to stay the same.
Nope.
I would love to see Atlantic Station be able to weather this storm, but honestly speaking, if they don't get another grocer in there, then because Publix was kind of their anchor. You know what I mean? I mean, Banana Republic, sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know what I mean?
Not like us. Not like us.
Nah. But again, if they can provide if they can find another grocer to take over the public space, then I think Atlantic Station is going to be all right. If they don't have another anchor like Publix, then I feel that the restaurant life, steak and whatever else is over there, the little Mexican spot that's over there that has the bomb ass guacamole. I mean, that place is dynamite. But I don't know if I don't know if that place is enough to hold them there. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But
I do agree with you on what's the grocery store on Headland and Delow?
Wayfield.
Exactly.
Come on, we get a Wayfield up in there. We got the meats. It's gonna smell like sawdust in the back. You know what I mean? With the
sawdust and turkey juice.
Come on, Wayfield. We waiting on you, baby.
They do have
hey,
specials,
come on now.
Though.
Come on
you
now,
can get
dog.
in there and get the pick five. You just fine, man.
Come on, dog. For my older generation, that's the store.
Wait.
Especially this time of the year.
What is the pick five? What is it? Please, what is the pick to leave?
Talib ain't gonna eat no pig feet.
No, not pig feet.
No, I thought
pick five.
Okay. What is the pick
so
five?
What it is? Yeah, the pick five is like you can pick five different bags of different like onion rings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the brand name or what, but my girl she always comes home with some pick five onion rings. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, I love onion rings.
There you go.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. So you say that you paid, let's just say $25, because that's a deck goes into five. So you said you can pick 5 different things and all you pay is $25?
Yeah, you pay one price. I don't know what the price is. I can't remember what the price is, but yeah, you can pick 5 different items and it's all for one price.
It's gonna be a battle between Kroger and Wayfield. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go do news and we'll come right back. We got a lot of stuff. Here we go.
News team, assemble! It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
Outgoing Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene appeared on 60 Minutes Sunday and says many Republicans privately mocked Donald Trump before backing him once he secured the 2024 GOP presidential nomination.
When he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass and decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time.
Greene, now split with President Trump over the Epstein issue and leaving Congress in January, says he has labeled her a traitor online, sparking what she calls a surge in threats. And this is what's known as a hostile takeover bid. Paramount is making a last-ditch effort for Warner Brothers Discovery, going straight to shareholders with a $30 per share all-cash offer after the company chose a lower bid from Netflix last week. WBD's board sided with Netflix, saying its plan to spin off cable assets like CNN would unlock more value for shareholders, despite Paramount insisting its $108 billion offer is a better deal. Netflix actually offered $83 billion. Rising Democratic star Jasmine Crockett announced her bid this week for the Texas U.S. Senate seat next year. Texas hasn't had a Democrat serving in the U.S. Senate since 1993. The Senate Majority Leader said there would be a vote, and it happened Thursday. And as many political analysts predicted, it failed. The Senate rejected competing health care bills from both parties, leaving millions of Americans facing steep premium hikes next month. Senator John Ossoff.
My constituents cannot afford this, and some of my constituents cannot survive it.
The enhanced Obamacare subsidies that were passed in 2021 are now set to expire at the end of this month, which could double premiums for roughly 22 million people. Neither Senate proposal reached the 60 votes needed to advance. Democrats were trying to extend the subsidies for 3 more years, while Republicans pushed to let them lapse and expand health savings accounts instead. Former Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore is reportedly out of jail after being arraigned on multiple charges tied to an alleged confrontation with an ex-romantic partner. Moore was charged Friday with third-degree home invasion and 2 misdemeanors, including stalking. The prosecutor said that Moore entered the home of a woman he had a relationship with, grabbed butter knives and scissors from a kitchen drawer, and threatened to harm himself. The judge has set bond at $25,000 and ordered strict conditions. Moore must wear an electronic monitor, undergo mental health treatment, and have absolutely no contact with the victim. Moore was fired by the University of Michigan just days ago for what officials called an inappropriate relationship with an employee, followed by the alleged incident at her apartment.
Hey, y'all, before we start talking about Get Out Part 2, okay, in the sunken place, before we go there, how ironic when the ass kisser calls out the ass kissing. You know what I mean?
Calls out the ass.
You know what I mean? How ironic is it? Go ahead, Talib. You shaking your head.
Well, I was just going to say, I guess she's not going to be rubbing his paper Johnson on that big cutout that she had at one point. It's like, hey man, you know how I feel about Marjorie. So I respect her for not taking the PAC money. I respect her for being the kind of voice that she is being now, but damn, you're doing it on your way out.
Yes, on your way out.
You know what I mean? So that means that you're not really concerned about what's coming next. You know that this is going to be it for you, so you're able to speak your mind. And I just wish you had done that previous.
Can I say also, can I add to that? Not only is she getting out, but she's getting out with a much bigger bag.
Oh, with a man. Yes. I saw the figures of what she's been making, what she's made since she's been in the office, and I'm just like, I think I gotta run. I think it's time for me to run.
I mean, she went in with 6 figures, right? Like maybe 6 figures?
7.
And no, she's 7. Leaving with that.
No, she's leaving with 7 figures.
Yeah.
She's in the millions now.
Yeah, she's in the millions. Yes, absolutely. Yep. But what I'm saying is she went in under 6 figures.
Oh yeah.
Clearly.
She went in under 5 figures.
So yeah, it's interesting to have that kind of take. You have something, Tanya B, on MTG?
Yeah, yes. Here's my prediction for her. What's next?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to write a tell-all book. Write this down. She's going to write a book. She's going to go on tour. I don't think Fox News will want her, but some network will pick her up, if nothing else, as a correspondent, because don't forget, we've got the midterms coming up soon. So she's not going to reduce the bag. She can just probably, she might even get a bigger bag, because now she's not constrained with having to be, in the state, in the Capitol, having to do this. So she probably figures, I can make more money if I get up out of here, even though I'm set for life. And she'll make even more money. I'm telling you, she's going to make more money. So her move, while I think it's a strategic move, but you know what? I would not mind if she would start spilling the real tea, because I just believe that, she's not leaving with no plan.
Yeah, I do think, honestly, I think she's going to be moving on, take a break, and exactly what you said, get on the circuit, the talk show circuit, and blast 47, 45 through the midterms, because she's honestly, I don't think, if you consider what's going to be happening with the Obamacare subsidies going away and the affordability issue, which are killing him in the polls right now, it's like she's going to be on the bandwagon of people delivering the hate. So, it's not going to hurt her. If anything, it's going to help her. And eventually, I think she's going to run on a ticket for president. I think she's going to run for president, but I'll leave it at that. Not maybe, if not 2028 soon. The other thing I do want to mention, we've been talking about the Paramount Netflix going after Warner situation. But the thing that Mike didn't mention, and I don't know if you know this, I don't know if we had a chance to talk about this week, but 40, and I just call him 45, 47, I'm tired of saying the name, but his son-in-law is part of the Paramount people. His Jared Kushner is on page 48 along with the Saudis as part of the money behind this big push, this hostile takeover. And it is, and I was saying that, I was having a conversation with someone this week, and I said, in my lifetime, I have never seen such open corruptness when it comes down to media ownership. This is horrible because not only is Jared Kushner involved in this, but 4547's already come out and said it's not looking good for Netflix. You know what I mean? He's already come out and said basically it's kind of a signal to the FCC of where they should go. And the FCC leader, let's take it, let's just be honest, he'll do whatever he says. Tilly, you held your hand up.
Yeah, the thing, what really got me was this week when he said he was going to be, when 47 said he was going to be stepping in personally.
Yes.
And looking at the deal. And, of course you would, because Jared is part of the Paramount group.
Yes.
With all of the Saudis. And we already know that you're filleting all of them. So, why not?
Yeah. It's one of the... If I know people say, well, God, he's done so much. I mean, how can you say it's the worst? It's bad because it's happening with all these new media deals. They've got a hand in all of it. The FCC and these approvals, they're getting paid.
Yes, but none of it trickles down to the public.
None of it. But the fact is, you shouldn't be getting paid at all.
Not at all.
And we are paying more.
Yes.
Right.
We're paying more. They're getting paid. So, we'll see. I'm just, I just hope that the watchdog groups are more vocal about what's really going on. When I saw the fact that Jared Kushner was involved in this, how can you not say, I mean, look, how can you not say that the Trump family is going to benefit? How can you not say it? So
they will.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, I will support her, but it concerns me because I don't know if she can win statewide. It's Texas. I mean, Texas has never had a Democrat statewide since 1993.
It's
just
Barbara
about.
Jordan.
I mean, it is super red. It's so red. It's so red. It's maroon. It's redder than this sweatshirt I got on.
It's so red. It's white. It's so red. It's white.
That's what I'm saying. So my point is, I will support her. I hope she can win. But one thing I have to warn the Democrats of, okay? You have to run people who can win, okay?
Hello.
We have to get away from we like you, we support you. You got to run people who can actually win the election. Haven't we learned that enough from the last presidential election? You got to run people who can win the big ticket, the big, the big, what do you call them? The big races. You can, I mean, the local races, yes, I get it. You can run because it's carved up in a way where you can represent your constituency. But the way these Republicans have gerrymandered these states, it's difficult to win. I mean, I look at the state of Georgia. Look, I'd love to see a Democrat come out, but I know how they've carved up this state. So Democrats, you have to pick people who can win the state. Take that however you want, but you got to run people because you got to get it back so you can redo these districts fairly. Go ahead, Tanya B.
That's it. And it's no tea, no shade. It's not Keisha. It was like what Emily's List endorsed her. Girl, please. What did that?
Well,
that's like saying
I'll say this, and even though I'm, I've been talking Michael Thurman. I mean, it doesn't look good for Michael Thurman right now in the polls. I mean, it doesn't look good for him. But I think he's the best. He's the best candidate because, in my opinion, he's been in he's won a statewide election before. And I just don't know if she can win. Maybe she can. Y'all, help me. But if she's the candidate, I would much rather see her than Burt Jones. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. But okay, one more thing on it. Because you got to think about this. If Atlanta, Fulton County is the biggest county in the state, and those people don't vote.
Oh yeah.
Just let me just go on record and saying, y'all, all I can say is get ready. It's about to get real funky up in here.
Yeah, because, the White House is already reaching into Georgia asking for crazy information and voter rolls.
Yeah.
They're already doing that. They're already investigating because they're already tampering. Yeah. Yeah. All right,
They've
y'all.
already
Hey,
taken over 100,000 people off. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. Let's next.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. You're right. Go ahead, Talib. One last thing, and then we'll go to break.
Yeah, Jasmine. I started watching her because I thought she was attractive, and I liked that she was confrontational.
Yeah.
I still like the fact that she's confrontational, but I do not like her policies on Israel. Number one, I don't like her. After I've now started to really look at her voting record, I'm seeing that she's pretty much corporate Democrat. So I'm like, yes, better than the alternatives, and we need somebody that's not afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
And challenge the status quo. But if it's determined that she's really on the take from AIPAC and a couple of these other super PAC type organizations, then we have to question how far is that voice going to go.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, like I said, you got to run people who can win statewide. Yeah. And we might like them and we may love them, but sometimes they're better off in the position they're in to help the bigger picture. Right. So, good for her. I'm not, throwing shade on her election and her candidacy. But again, I got to say to the Democrats, you have to win elections, y'all.
Yeah.
The key is not trying to take people to court. You're not going to beat Trump just by bringing up legal issues, because he's proven time and time again, going back to Mueller, that he gets around it. He's got the Supreme Court now. You have to beat him in the polls. You got to beat him in the polls, period. You got to win elections. So I'll leave it at that. Let's take a break and we'll come back.
All right.
Hey, Tanya B, before we...
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
As part of your tea report, can we jump into this Sharon more? Because this is kind of tea-ish, in my opinion. Can we just...
Yes.
Can we just...
yes.
Because I didn't talk about it as part of the news, because it is straight up tea. And I got to say this, of course, you heard Mike's report. He was... Because it's almost, and I do call it Get Out 2. Because he is definitely in the sunken place at this point. Fired with cause immediately by Michigan, and this past Wednesday, December 10th, I'm looking at he was fired. The AD, I think his name is Ward Manuel, fired him because he had credible evidence that he was in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which violated university policy. As of Friday, he's been charged with felony, third-degree home invasion, misdemeanor stalking, and breaking and entering. He's been arraigned from jail by video, and his bond, is, I guess, was $25,000. He is out. He has to wear a GPS monitor. He's getting mental health care, help, and he's not to contact the woman at all. The university will not have to buy out his contract, which is the massive deal in this, because he was fired with cause. He forfeits the remaining value, which is estimated to be about $21.35 million. The total guarantee was $34.3 million. That's not including the performance bonuses he would have gotten. So the new coach, the interim coach, is going to be Biff Poggi. I think that's his name, Poggi or Poggi. He's been appointed to be interim coach when they played Texas on New Year's Eve. So Tanya B, what are your thoughts? And I know you always say you're sports illiterate, but this is kind of bigger than sports. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
You just let mother roll up in here for a minute. Okay. Well, first of all, Sharon Moore, I call him Messy Moore, because there's more coming from this mess. You can trust and believe that. Yes, they talked about the alleged, I'm going to say allegedly, because, I want to protect everybody here. Well, this inappropriate relationship. We've got the stalking, we got the breaking and entering, and then the issue of him getting arrested because he allegedly pulled a knife and some scissors on this woman, and then he said he was going to harm himself. Well, you know what? He's done so much more harm to other people that he's not thinking about. I'm going to call him selfish because, and here is why. Now, with this woman, there's an alleged pregnancy that's not being talked about too much. She got pregnant. He wanted her to terminate it. He had a DoorDash driver deliver the Plan B pregnancy termination medication to her house, and the DoorDash driver allegedly was the one who dropped the dime about who ordered it and who had it delivered. What he delivered. Then we're talking, unless we not talk about this OnlyFans chick who's come up saying that he was sending her DMs during a game. So he wasn't focused on what he was doing. There's clearly a mental health issue in here. And then lastly, let's talk about the humiliation that he is causing his wife and his children by being messy. Those are the innocent victims, especially his children, because, kids are cruel. And if his kids, they can go to the most expensive private school on earth. They could even get homeschooled, but when they go out to play, everybody knows what their daddy done, allegedly. There's that part of it. Apparently, this is not the first time, allegedly, I say allegedly, that he's been involved in this type of a mess. It just came to the forefront this time. So like you said, he's losing millions in the contract. When you get fired with cause, you can't even get unemployment. What he's going to lose financially, I don't think he'll be able to recover. But hey, it was an Emi Udoka got a job. So, but I don't think he's going to make what he made. Now, if he was of a different pigmentation situation, I think this would have been a different thing. And allegedly, I've seen pictures of the women that he is alleged to have been involved with, and I'll just say they not like us. They don't look like us. And no matter where you are, that is also an issue that is maybe covert, not so overt, but that's the reality of it. So, I think, it also is probably going to put a target on the back of every other person that was in a position similar to his. Anybody who might be on the come up. Again, it's just not a good look. And like I said, as messy as he is, the people that I feel the most for are his wife and kids. Because they're the ones that are going to suffer the long-term effects of this. You may forget his name next week, but there's still the wife and the children. And the wife may stand by her man. That is her choice. How you explain this to your children, who I'm sure look up to their father in a way that, here's my dad, he's making history doing this, that, and the third. So, there's the personal element of it too. I just hope he gets the mental health he needs. And I hope that he has taken some of those millions he has been paid and invested in a shopping mall or a strip mall somewhere, not a shopping mall because malls are a strip mall or some business that people need, like, where there is life, there is death. But just messy. That's all. And see, I've had some personal experience in a situation like this.
What?
And you hear about, yes, okay, and you hear about him. You don't hear about the other people, And so for that,
I'm gonna say this, Tanya B. It's gonna be
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. When it comes down to it, because Michigan had already had the scandal with the sign stealing, Talib, if you recall.
Yeah.
And I remember the stuff that Penn State went through with all the messiness and all the behind the scenes stuff when Paterno was there. How it's going to, because these guys still have to go out and play Christmas. Yeah, it is New Year's Eve when they play Texas, how it's going to affect the overall team. But, very much like some people are saying he was set up. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is word on the internet that he was kind of the hand-picked choice of Harbaugh, who went to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, who was, coach of Michigan, won the national championship. He left and went to the NFL. And a lot of folks didn't agree with him being chosen in the first place, and they wanted him out. And some people are saying he was set up. I'll leave it at that. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying he was set up. Get Out 2 is the movie. Go check it out. All right, what you got next time, you be? Go ahead.
My high blood pressure.
Hey, don't hate the messenger.
Okay, I'm going to look into that. Like I said, but if he was messy before, if it was a setup and he was messy before, then he just gave them a stick with which they can use to beat him over the head, and you never do that. Okay, well, speaking of that, let's talk about CBS. The morning show is going to go away. Now, Gayle King, let me say this. Do not let those people put you over a barrel trying to get to your celebrity connections and put those personal business of those people on blast. That will not be a good thing. This is not Inside Edition. It is not TMZ, and it's not the Shade Room. That guy, Tony, I forgot his last name. Tony's going to go and anchor the evening news. And I understand that Nate is going to lead the show also, but he's keeping his sports gig. So those two still have, a gig to go to. I'm hearing that there's some rumblings that they may move Gayle over to 60 Minutes if she wants to go. But Gayle can also say, look, I don't need this. Because if Gayle King went tomorrow and sat down and started a podcast called Gayle.
Yeah. She'll have followers, and she's already got the money. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Look how much better Don Lemon is doing not being on CNN. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, real quick, I'll get to this. Your friend Candy Burris and Todd Tucker. Candy does not want this divorce to get any messier than it has been, so she's like, look, I just want to get out. So she has moved out of the house. Todd gets to keep the house. He's also going to get child support until the kids turn 18. And she's actually going to be between Atlanta and New York because she's getting more involved with things on Broadway, with the plays that she's producing and that she's backing financially. She's got a major tour coming up next year. This is the 90s tour. And if you were into 90s music, you might be interested in seeing Escape and Jodeci and some other acts to be determined later on. Next up, let's talk about Idris Elba. Now, we all know he's the black British actor, possibly, a James Bond, or I say black James Bond. That's not happening. But he is actually stepping away from acting. He wants to be more of a director. And he's still got the Luther film series that he's not leaving. And he's also got this show coming back to Apple next month called Hijack. So he's just going to, I think he wants to be more like Ron Howard and kind of move behind the camera more than being in front of it. Also, if anybody cares, not me, but for the 2026 Met Gala, Beyonce's coming back after a 10-year absence as the co-chair along with Venus Williams. So we'll see how that goes with their theme being costume art. Gotta say this, we gotta say 5 on it and just rest in peace and lay it on the 5,000 Black Baptist Church authors of the United States and abroad, Fly Ty Williams. If you know anything about early hip hop, Tyrone Williams was that dude. He came from radio. He was the architect behind Cold Chillin' Records. So you think Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, the Juice Crew, Roxanne Shante, Cool G Rap, hey. So he truly was one of the architects of hip hop. And if you really call yourself a hip hop head or a rap head or whatever you call it today, you got to go back and help yourself, young people, and just check out the legacy of Tyrone. But everybody called him Fly Ty because back, Fly Ty, rest in peace, definitely left an indelible mark on the hip-hop culture. And lastly, this whole thing about Time Magazine making a thing their person of the year, with AI being the person of the year, that should tell you one thing. But let me tell you, one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I think we'd be hard-pressed to see AI replace things like plumbers and electricians and firemen and law enforcement. They might do some things to a point, but there are still some jobs that will not be directly affected by AI. And I know it's here, it is what it is, but there are still some things I think in this life that will always require the human touch.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. I mean, it's really what you're seeing is more like a collaboration. You see collaborative positions where they're looking for people who can manipulate AI. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you still got to have common sense, and it's not there yet. Go ahead, Talib.
Just as an electrician, the data center, the developments of the data centers in terms of building the buildings, wiring the buildings, that falls under the electrical umbrella. So I'm very excited about the data centers that are popping up on one hand, but at the same time, knowing what kind of resources these data centers are, requiring, and the fact that it's unregulated, is a real issue.
It's an
So
environmental nightmare.
exactly.
It takes up a lot of water,
Yes.
and a lot of water,
Right.
and a lot of energy, and the output is not clean.
Right.
So in a lot of these
At all.
communities, you're getting pollution,
Yes.
because it's spewing, it's taking in all these resources, but it's got to spew it out somewhere.
Right.
Go ahead,
And
Talib.
that's-
I just want to say that.
So yeah, and that's my
And they're
problem
building them
with
in our
it,
neighborhoods. But go ahead.
Yes. And so, again,
Everywhere.
it's one of those things where I'm kind of torn because I
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
kind of opportunities this is going to mean for, the future electricians. We're in a certain we are in a what is the word? Not a surplus, but what's the opposite of surplus? We're in a
deficit?
shortfall or
A
a
shortfall,
shortfall, a
yeah.
deficit,
Mhm.
of about, and they're saying, that they're going to need 60,000 electricians and HVAC people each year for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a lot of opportunity where people are going to not only be able to earn a decent money for a trade that they know,
Yeah.
it's also going to be where a lot of people will start businesses
Yeah.
because a lot of these people are going to be independent contractors, and there will be room for these subcontractors to come in and get work. But again, it's at what cost?
Yeah. It's a we'll see. The environmental justice people are at it. They are out there, and we'll see. We're going to have to make sure that the people we vote in, who represent us, understand what's going on and they protect us. And they're actually putting laws in place to protect the communities. Hey, real quick, thank you so much for the tea, Tanya B. I've got to say this because I don't get an opportunity to talk movies. And if anybody out there, because these folks don't be watching movies and TV like I watch them. I love
Like
them.
you do.
Like I do. Okay. Because one of the things that's coming up, and I'll keep this brief. Sinners, the movie, had a great year, 2025. But there's certain circles who are leaving them off the list of best pictures for 2025, and it's horrendous. You got Variety magazine put out their annual list, didn't include Sinners. Rolling Stone didn't include Sinners. You've got, not only do you see that happening, but there's this, even when you look at, the potential Academy nominees, there's a push to really just look over the movie. And a lot of folks are just saying because it's a black representation, it's a representative black movie, that they're doing this on purpose. So there's a lot of backlash, or I want to say blacklash, against these critics, the publications. There's some serious accusations that there are ulterior motives targeting this really good film. It reminds me of The Color Purple, because ultimately The Color Purple, it got the nominations, but it didn't win anything. I think the only thing The Color Purple actually won was costume design. And it should have won. When we look back on that film and how amazing The Color Purple continues to be and was then, it should have won more than that. So I'd hate to see that same thing happen, even though I'll say this, the NAACP had something to do with the fact that The Color Purple didn't win, because they complained about black male representation in the, and that was because Steven Spielberg directed, the film. They had a white director. But then Alice Walker came out and said, hey, he's the director I chose to do this film. But still, there was a lot of backlash. So I just hope it doesn't turn out like that. I hope it doesn't turn out ugly. The other thing I want to mention, because the holidays are coming up, really good stuff I'm watching on Apple, Pluribus. If you haven't had a chance to hear about it, see it, check it out. It's by the guy who did Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad.
Oh, wow.
And it is very different. If you haven't seen it, you got Apple Plus or you got somebody with that password. Apple come after you. But Pluribus is on Apple. It ends this weekend as we tape, but Welcome to Derry. It is just amazing. I think it's getting some backlash because of black representation as well. I did not expect this many black people to be in this movie. Going into it, but it is an amazing movie with great historical a lot. I mean, because you see, it really, and it's coming. It is now as we tape. I think it is the top, if not original movie done by HBO Max or by HBO. It's one of the top. It's doing really, really well. So check out Welcome. It's a Stephen King. It's based on It. So, if you're if you don't like scary stuff, don't watch it. The other thing is, and I like this because it was a really good season 1 on Prime, not HBO, but Prime Video, Fallout. It's based on the video game. It comes out as we tape again Saturday. It comes out next week on the 17th, December 17th. I loved the first season. Yes, it's based on a video game. Yes, it's kind of dystopian and futuristic, but it's got a really good plot and it's well written.
That's the one with Anthony Mackie, right?
Mackie's not in it. What's his name? He was what's the preacher? His name starts with a G.
David.
No. Godspeed. What's his name? He's in the Gemstones. The Gemstones show. He plays the
that's hilarious.
He's a young guy. Right. You'll know who he is. I'll have to Google this. Let's go to break. I'm gonna find his name. But he plays in the video game. There's a ghoul, like a zombie kind of ghoul guy, but he's helping the main character. But that's you'll know him. If you see him, you'll know him. But he's in the Gemstones too. Okay. Let's do a quick break and we'll come back and close this. Let's go ahead and do it. Here we go.
Let's do it.
His name is Walter Goggins.
Goggins, yes.
Goggins, yeah. He does a phenomenal. He's in the fabulous Gym. If you Tanya B, you have to. It's funny as hell. Go to TikTok. Go ahead. You're on mute, Tanya B. But go to. We can't hear you. I can't hear you, girl. Hey, but if you go
the Gemstones are hilarious.
Yeah, he plays the old guy who cusses all the time. I forgot his character, but you can go to TikTok and see some of his famous sayings because they got him. But Walter Goggins, he's great in this. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
It's time to wrap it up. This is the G Podcast.
Start with you, Talib. What you got, man?
Just getting ready for the Beyond the 50 reception going down this week at the Echo Room. This is going to be for the Beyond the 50 art exhibit installation that we've got at Hartsfield Jackson Airport. The exhibit will be running for 2 years, and it's on the E-concourse near E14. So please, if you're in the airport, check it out. I promise you, you'll miss your plane. It's that good. You know?
Good.
That's about it. Just, shouting out to all the students and faculty at Lincoln Institute of Technology, East Point campus. We had a fantastic year. We're leading the company, so that's always good to see. Just happy holidays to everybody.
Good stuff. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about. Tell me what you got.
Well, first, I want to say shout out and 500 to Lee for coming over here and getting back in time to do the podcast and hooking that sister up. So thank you for that. Talib's already seen what we're going to come here and do our podcast on the round table while we eat and spin it around the Lazy Susan.
I can't wait.
Oh, I got look. I already got the grubs. Oh, I also want to say thumbs up. Oh, it's gonna be good. I got thumbs up. I got to say to you because we're still boycotting Kroger, and don't forget Walmart as well. And if you can, don't even do Amazon. I'm sorry, Walmart and Target. I'm sorry. No. Kroger is still. Let me be real clear.
I'm definitely gonna have to go to Wayfield.
No. Sure. I'm sorry. 500 to Kroger because they have not backed down. They still are holding fast to their commitment to DEI and to, I guess, so people. The struggle is real and people are having to watch their coins. So now Target's really doing a push. They're even buying, time on network morning shows, trying to get people to forget about what they've done and go there. And Walmart as well. So I say 500 to Kroger because to combat them, Kroger has lowered everything in Kroger is at least 6% lower than it was. So they're lowering prices.
Why you say Kroger?
Let's go support my Kroger.
Oh, okay. You say Kroger. You're right. Yeah. Kroger. Okay. Kroger ain't on that list.
Oh, where I come from. No. Kroger's on the good list. Where I come from, we call it Kroger. But the Kroger is on the good list. No.
Please not the Kroger.
Boycott Target if you can. Boycott Walmart. And if you can, boycott Amazon. I'm trying. And then the other thing I want to say is...
Hey, Tanya B., I am in the country and I will have to drive many, many miles.
No.
If you boycott Kroger.
Go down to the Kroger and support them because they're doing the right thing. And then I want to say my other dumb donkey of the week is, of course, the people at Lowe's Appliance Delivery. And to leave, you know why. I'm having to wait for all my appliances. They were supposed to come here today. Now they're telling me December 27th. I wanted to be able to cook Christmas dinner in my new kitchen. Y'all need to get it together. Now, mind you, I went and bought the stuff right after Thanksgiving. So,
yeah.
They get my dumb donkey. But I also want to say, don't forget to like, subscribe to the podcast, share it, go to Spotify. I'm calling it the 26 for 26 campaign. And Velvet Frequency Radio, the Bird Wire, every Sunday, 4 p.m. And don't forget, if you want to get your party on while you're decorating your house or entertaining people on Saturday night, please go to Velvet Frequency Radio. Thank you.
But she just took all my stuff. That's all right. You can scan the QR code if you're watching this. Hey, gotta say shout out because I do see comments. Shout out to D. Lewis. Is it 8061? Thanks for checking us out. He said to leave, we don't need their approval. So
that's right. That's right, D. That's right, D.
Appreciate you. Yeah, that's right. Use the people poll. You
I'm
can
sure that's one of my cousins.
You can watch us live because we tape live at noon. We're on YouTube and Twitch. So if you just feel like checking us out early before the podcast comes out, you can do that because this is before I clean stuff up, go in and try to make some time. Also, Tanya's already mentioned, make Velvet Frequency Radio your home for the holidays, but also we're in the 18th is the last day for submitting your favorites. We pretty much got the top 40 list done, but if you still want to do it, you have until I think next Friday. This upcoming Friday is the final day. Okay. All right, y'all. Gotta just say thank you so much for checking us out. Episode 292 is in the can. Y'all have a great week. We'll be back next week. And guess who'll be on next week? He's still gonna be on.
He's gonna come on and get little teasties. Yeah.
Mr. Knowles, Beyonce's daddy is gonna be on. Matthew Knowles is gonna be on next week. So y'all have a great week. See you next week. Peace. Power to the people. Have a good week.
Fight the power. Thank you, Talib.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. And This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.